good to go.
Okay, we're recording right now. So what we're doing, this is an RFID table, radio frequency identification. Each card has a chip in it. So when you take your cards and put them over the number, that's an antenna, and it puts the overlay on the screen so the people at home can
So it's not even a camera, it's a
can see what's going on.
Gotcha.
Nope. I have 4 HDMI cameras surrounding the table that is set up to click on each person. Now in the background, we've got Benny, who's a friend of mine. I'm teaching him how to run the action tracker, so that when he bets, right here, Chris just raised to 13, so he types in raise 13.
13 times big blind.
Yep, and then $13. We're playing $2, $5 cash game, $500 buy-in.
Okay.
Seat 2 folded, and now it's on me, and it's a first hand, so I'm an idiot, and I call off with King 8 offsuit. And that brings Justin in for an $8 raise. Now we're 3-handed. You can see we've got $41 in the pot. We all check. Now Chris has ace queen suited, and he flops just everything. He's got the flush draw and 2 overs.
Mm-hmm.
Since nobody bet, I threw $30 at it.
You were third to action, yeah.
Justin calls with he pairs a 7. Now Chris calls because he's got 2 overcards
Still a flush draw.
and a flush draw.
Flop. I did notice on the video, as soon as that card comes up, boom, it kind of just signals who's got it before even.
And then it goes check, check, and Chris gives up on it. And Justin shows his pair of 7s, wins the pot. That's hand 1.
Okay. And you said you got 4 cameras on each
I've
corner?
got 4 cameras on each corner, and it's programmed to, when the action's on that person,
The switch.
it'll switch to that
view.
That view.
Cool.
So as long as the Benny is doing his job in order, then the correct camera. But if he's slow,
Now Benny's
Benny's a friend of mine. He's running what we
You
call
call
the
out
action
and he
tracker.
types in,
The
or?
dealer calls it out.
Okay.
Now I will call it out just because I'm
Just
teaching them how to
outside,
do
right?
it.
Yeah. Okay. This is what I've been trying to. Well, I'm trying but saying.
I hear Justin
Yeah, I know. That's why
has
I
the
didn't
ace
bet
king
it.
in the
I was
big
just
blind.
kinda sitting in a good spot there, and the rest was back.
So Jay folds. I've got king 9.
King 8's good. King 9's good.
Yeah. Let's go. Same hand.
Playable. Heads up.
I got a king. We're 4-handed.
Mm-hmm.
So I call. He makes a 17. I just fold.
Yeah.
Blacks are 100. Reds are 5.
That's a
greens
flop
are
you don't want to see a
25.
king hit.
Yeah.
We're recording right now.
Yep, we're recording right now. And we can crop everything out and piece it together later. But we played for 3 hours and then stopped the game and then played for 3 more hours. So we played in 3-hour increments.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a $500 buy-in, and you can tip the dealers. That's how they make a living.
Yeah.
It's a private game, home game, so it's legal in Minnesota. You can't do it in public, so as long as there's no rake and it's not an advertised game, you can have a legal game in private.
Okay.
You can't do it like at a bar or something like that. You can't do that in a public place. You can't charge anything, but in the privacy of your own home, you can.
Gotcha. Okay.
I had to learn all the gaming laws when I was running my poker league up here. You know,
See, yeah. So you did that was like house games when you probably first got into poker.
right.
It was with us, whatever, right?
It was before that. I started running games, free games out at Turtle Creek Saloon
The bar leagues.
back in like 2000.
Because that's funny. If my mom knows
2006.
you and I've always known you, it's got to be bars.
I knew her from the Legion.
For 20 years or whatever she did.
Yep. Here's a good one.
Pod King,
Justin
pot 6,
got
raise
sixes.
15, call 10.
Small blind. Justin
Oh, jeez.
calls.
Oh, jeez. King's got to be scared with ace flop. With a raise.
Yeah, he raised pre-flop, and Justin just called. So you can't just always be afraid of the monster under the bed.
Yeah.
And now when another ace comes, it's less likely that Justin has one.
Yeah.
So he leads out again.
Do you have trip kings or a small pocket pair that didn't hit trips?
Raised 75.
Now Chris has got to be thinking, well, the chances of now him having an ace is probably a good 80%.
Yeah, does he actually have an ace? And it's early in the night, and he doesn't want to. Chris actually won the last big tournament I had in March at Buffalo Wild Wings.
I remember him sitting across. I think he was the one across the table from me,
He was probably at Fozzie's.
Yeah, I think he was all the way across the very end of the table, right next to you early on.
Probably. He's a good player, and he just folds king's face up.
Yeah.
Says, "Okay, I'm beat."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
80%. In my mind, it's 95%. You have an ace in that
he's got
situation.
an ace. I'm beat.
Sure.
And in this situation, he's got 2 6s, which is.
I
Full
flip
house.
up the kings and say, "You don't gotta show me.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about it."
Yeah. I know I'm beat.
Yeah.
But Justin, he's a gentleman, so he shows the 6s. Like, I'm not. I wasn't playing. I had it.
Yeah.
So he's had a good 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Please have an ace.
He wins 3 out of 3 of the first 3 hands. And now, my camera died. So every time, I've got 4 cameras. Every time the camera's on Justin, that camera's dead. So
Now you're playing the game, so you're not.
I'm
knowing
playing, so I don't know this yet.
that. And the guy up there that's doing stuff, is he know?
Nobody can see anything.
It's just recorded and,
Yep,
and then you
it's
go
just
back
record and we go back. Now, I happen to look up and see in about 15 minutes, I'm going to notice that
to
this
it. Is there a
camera's
red
dead.
or green light?
Yeah, and I notice it is, so I jump up and I run, turn it on, plug it in, but that's going to be like, we're going to go through about 10-15 minutes of not seeing Justin when it's his turn. Look at that guy. So whenever action's on Justin, we don't get to see him. And then when he folds, the action's on me.
Is this the very next hand?
Yep.
With pot kings?
Yeah, he had kings 2 hands.
He had 6s,
He
now
had
he has
6s,
kings.
and now he's got kings.
Oh, jeez.
You like my, I lead out 75. Did you hear what I said? I'm like, I got to represent the flush when it hits, right? And
Oh, you got ace queen.
yeah, I had ace queen. And my friend Jay, he was one of the, I played in high school with him.
Did you show or no?
I bet 75 he called it.
Oh, he calls you
So
show.
I
Yeah.
had to show. But Jay was laughing about that because he's like, oh, he's still the jabbering, he never changes.
Yeah.
Because I used to play with him in high school at his kitchen table, nickels.
First.
Back when it was dealer's choice, 7-card stud.
'Cause, yeah, I'm thinking.
Baseball.
I'm thinking like Matt got me into poker. Kiava. I was trying to get him, Kyle, to come play whatever. Actually, that night, whatever. I was like, I'll buy you in half.
When I
And
first started, the deal was like, check, fold. I'm like,
A lot of nothing.
opens
going
up
on
to big blind Justin J. Fold, small blind. Eric can't sit out of hand.
now. 7 deuce. I think I find it.
Oh, folds. Shocking turn events.
We start playing the 7 deuce game later. I would have definitely came in with a raise if we were playing it right now.
Oh yeah, that's what we played at Matt's house. Like if you win 7-2, you get a 500 chip from everyone.
We do $10, but yeah.
$10, yeah.
So there, I'm at 613. Justin's back to starting stack. So that was a big hand with my flush over his kings.
Yeah, I didn't see how much actually.
I got 75 on the river, so I must have won $200 from because I'd lost previously, and I'm up over 600 now. Ace Jack against Ace Queen, and
Another good hand. Back to back.
4-handed Ace Jack is a good hand.
I mean, but a lot of times they come up in rhythm. Ace Queen, Ace Jack. Then all of a sudden you get pocket six. You're like, one of these hands I got fold.
But they're all too good.
Yeah.
And
So the flop comes out here. Just a little thing about what happened was Benny hasn't done the action yet, so nothing popped up. So he has to pause. He's trying to catch up, but he's brand new to the software, so he doesn't know what he's doing.
All right.
And then we've got the bad camera. But so then Travis, the dealer, tells him what the flop was. He manually types it in, and then we do the action. And then we get the turn card out.
So he just said, "I'm sorry. What happened on the flop?"
Bet 35, raise 7 call.
No, this is the turn. This is the turn action. That was the turn action that he just.
So the flop was check.
See, so I bet 25. He check calls 25, and then ace comes out on the turn. He checks. I bet 35.
Ace of clubs came out on the turn. Check,
You're
bet
you're
35.
you're literally repeating yourself from
Right there,
live.
what's on the thing?
Yeah.
I can't even hear it.
It's funny. Yeah,
And so you know it's the truth.
yeah. Good memory.
He checks. I bet 35. He min clicks it to 70,
4 win 35. 8
and I just call it because I got ace jack.
4 calls.
Okay.
Turned already. Decision.
And then the river comes out and he leads out.
You said a set beats you.
What he hasn't caught up yet,
So good this game.
but the river comes out. It's a jack.
Jack on the
Oh,
river.
okay. I figured once you said something.
Yeah.
That's
Well, he bets like he's gonna pop it up. This is Benny being
It opens
slow
to
with
him?
the software. He starts it because he's in the big blind. I'm on the
Blind,
button, so action's on him first, and he just leads out with his ace queen.
He bet
50. And then Eric called 50.
And I just said, well, a set beats me. I've got top 2.
So yeah, you just when it's at that point talk just set call.
Yeah, I mean, if he flops,
A set.
if he was slow playing a set, I'm beat, but I'm going to call the 50.
Being nice and not making it 100 total.
Well, he's only calling me if
You
I'm
don't
beat.
you don't want over the top.
Yeah. If I raise him and he goes
goes over the
500,
top.
then what do I do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fold to his set
Was there
of
a flush
sixes?
possibility there?
No.
So
He could have flopped a straight or had a set.
I love to cook. Just not barbecue in general. I love to make people happy through my food, through what I cook. I'm just not a barbecue guy. I enjoy giving somebody something that they fall in love with, whether it be a steak or burgers or pasta or barbecue. Barbecue is I can feed hundreds of people with it, but what makes me so passionate about it is that initial reaction. Someone takes a bite, their face lights up, they smile, and they take that deep breath, and they pass it over to the next person. Go, you have to try this. That's why I do it.
And I'm up around 700 now.
So
776.
that's probably not the problem.
So there's 2 big hands for me, back-to-back big
If something
hands.
happens once, I just kind of ignore it and go, I don't know why this happened.
And you can hear me double checking with Benny in the background, saying, "Hey,
Hey,
did everybody
this
show up? Is
situation,
everything
yeah.
going good?"
So looking back on this, I probably had to protect the big blind.
Eight raised to 10. 2 calls. Heads up.
And again, we're just four-handed, so an ace is good four-handed.
yeah.
Oh, I know what that noise was.
This camera died. You just
This
said.
camera died.
Just now the camera died.
See, it didn't take 15 minutes. It took like 5 for me to check it out.
Well, you're getting ace, king, ace, jack,
Yeah.
pocket. You know.
Raises to 24.
Suited cards, hitting flushes. So Chris flops 2 pair, and Jay picks a bad time to bluff.
Mm-hmm.
Check.
That's Jay. I think Jay was sitting to the right of me in the last game. Fozzie's
2 goes to
right here.
And he's been out of the game for a long time. Like I said, he was one of the originals
He's the one that you were playing
back in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
back in high
So
school.
you know him longer than anyone.
I've known him for
Okay.
for 40 years.
So you picked a bag time.
Yeah, he
Raised.
he started doing bar games with me back in like 2003, 2004.
Really start learning poker.
At 209 stuff like that. When we first learned Texas Hold'em, when it wasn't past the deal.
I was still
dealer's
doing that
choice.
with Jason and Brad. I didn't get out until Florida until 2009, so I was in there. We were going to casinos or a bar league or mats 4 to 5 days of the week, literally. And Jason was still in, I think, school, and me and Brad graduated.
So yeah, he picks a bad time to bluff.
Yeah. Not seeing hands, you want to try to
Yeah, I
get out
mean,
and make something happen.
you're forehand. Like, do you really have an ace? I'm going to represent the ace and make you fold because he just saw him lay down kings. So let's try that again.
Exactly. Well,
Now we got the Jack 10, the Ace Queen suited. We're getting some big
Chris
hands.
is picking up some really good hands. I love
Yes.
Jack 10.
Up to 10. 8 raises
9-10 suited is my favorite hand. 8-10 used to be 3-6 when I first started out because Matt's house and they were suited.
And yeah,
Ace is popping up about
Yeah.
the same as the casino.
Ace, deuce, deuce.
About
you know.
every third flop, ace comes up.
And Chris isn't one to try to. I don't think he's going to try to bluff me a lot. And
No.
like,
He's a pretty straight up player.
yeah, I can put a bluff on Jay more or me,
15 minutes ago.
you know. But Chris is pretty straightforward. He's gonna.
Stick
just
to
popped
it.
up
You
on-
play this hand, stick to the hands.
Yeah, he can throw in a bluff, but he just doesn't do it a
Yeah,
lot.
it just popped up. I'm like, whoa.
Sprinkles it in.
It's interesting when you actually play with players and you get feelings. You see some hands, you kind of know how they play, but then you actually see the legit hands every single time.
Yeah, you think you know what somebody's doing when you see every fifth hand or
And they
something
show you
to showdown.
every, 5-6 hands. Yeah.
But when you get to see every hand, you go, "Oh, that was a straight steal." Now here, I get too sticky with this, and that's a leak in my game where I know I'm beat, but I just don't believe you.
You made it.
So I'm just
You made
gonna
it. You
check
made a
call.
thing. He extremely quick calls you.
Yeah.
So you're thinking ace or
flush draw, whatever, you know, and whether he hit the ace or two
or
pair,
two overs.
I still
king,
need an
king.
eight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just every card is bad for eights. You know, the ace comes, the queen comes, the jack
on the
comes,
river.
and he just fires every street, and I just pay him off, which is horrible, horrible.
Yeah.
You know?
He could be saying with king jack suited
Yeah.
on the flop.
I check call 47, I check call 52, you know, and he's just picked me up.
To Justin.
You know, I mean, the flush hits, a straight hit, everything hits. There's no way I should have called that river bet with two eights, but I did. It was just bad.
You just kind of stick to your gun and just say. You just kind of
Yeah.
make a decision. You're like,
Yeah, I'm like, I'm just not going to believe this guy.
who's Justin that one?
Yeah, he's a good player.
I know 15 minutes.
I thought I was ahead on the flop.
Well, it makes sense. It's the only reason you said I think I'm ahead on the flop. That's the only
Yeah.
reason you're doing that. You're not believing the ace, putting him on something,
Yeah.
trying to catch,
4 holes. 6 calls.
hoping you get lucky with a jack and a queen. I don't know. It's
6 check.
check now. Of course, 4 out of 5 times you're gonna run out here now with something.
Yeah.
6 bets 12.
And then the four high wins.
Yeah,
You know, because he's in position, takes advantage of
pretty
it.
standard. You're in your mind. Okay, ace high takedown. Next hand. Got a little stare at the camera.
Yeah.
See, make sure that one's
So
working.
yeah, make sure that battery didn't die.
Yeah, let's get at least 3 out of 4 here.
See, that's the only problem. I've got these nice HDMI cameras, but I have to run a extension cord to them, you know, to power them.
So what was the reason the other one went down?
It came unplugged, and then it was running on battery for an hour, and then
Oh,
the battery just
it
died.
came unplugged somewhere, kicked it or something?
Yeah,
That's an easy check, I guess. Where the
yeah. It's like,
you got, yeah.
and that was a quick one. I think Justin just raised and everybody folded. Pretty standard.
So 9 person table max.
10 players.
10 players. Okay.
It's ready for 10. We have 5 at this game, and then we're gonna have 7 at the second game. One of my guys, Little Richie, we call him. He shows up a hour late.
Correctly.
Yeah, so he's not. He's
Shows bar late on purpose.
no. He had problems with the kids that he is.
Because I know people that
Yeah, show up
purposely
late on purpose.
You know, Jason will like get in the tournament like way late.
When the blinds
So the
matter.
blinds are up, and you don't want to. I'm more like to get in there early because I
don't want to miss any hands. Let's go.
I catch, yeah.
Let's play one, 2 blinds.
But the problem is I've not really been patient at all lately. You know, with doing so much stuff. Ace 9 flop 7 5.
Flop middle pair against gut shot.
Chris leading out, staying ahead so you don't get crushed.
Yeah,
Just
a
the
little
line.
blocker bet there.
Keep
You
it
know,
bet.
bet $15 so he doesn't have to call a $30 bet if Justin decides to
Exactly.
lead at it.
He's gonna throw it.
And he can also represent the king. Maybe it's going to work, and it did.
Get him, Chris.
So that's a spot where I said that I don't expect Chris just to bluff me for no reason. That was a spot where he had position
He
and
showed weakness on the flop, and he's gonna
and,
take it.
yeah,
try to take
he's
it,
like, I
stab it.
gotta draw. If I'm wrong, I gotta draw. I can represent the king, and if I'm wrong and my gut shot hits, it's totally disguised.
I haven't either. I was just looking around.
So in spots like that, I can see him
Yeah.
not getting out of line, but just
No,
playing more
bluffer. It's
aggressively.
just time's gotta make your move.
That's where I was looking at. Yeah, that's a nice place. but I've never been.
really isolated now.
Benny sucking
because
out
you're
his
kinda
pen
stuck
back there.
And only one of the restaurants is open.
Oh,
That's a deep one, buddy.
Two goes to 16.
Maximum.
Two went to 16.
Chris is talking now.
Six-handed in the poker because they've got him sentimental.
I'm not sure what he said.
I actually prefer 6 holes.
I don't have the odds I thought I had. I thought he was coming along and I was getting.
Ooh, look at
Talking
that.
about the last time, but there's two people talking at the same time. Nice.
I love that. I got a gut shot straight flush draw.
It's a nice resort and the rooms are very reasonable.
Jay's got
So-
ace high.
77, you're gonna make $30, $40 bet, right? 20? Okay. You don't wanna.
Well, that was on the flop. I bet 20 on the flop, 40 on the turn.
40. Okay, yeah. My guess was gonna bet.
Yeah.
You're gonna bet roughly 30, 40 right here, and that's what you threw out.
And the river comes out. He hits his
He
ace.
hits.
I miss everything. I've got 3 high, right?
I'm gonna
But
fire one last time.
Yeah.
Try to get him out $50 buy.
I went
bet.
20, 40, 75,
Yeah.
and he calls me with an ace.
Caught.
And that's where 40 years of knowing a guy, he's like, I said, man, that would have worked if you hit your ace. He goes, I was calling you with ace high. He says, I knew you had a flush draw right away. I wish a 5 hit.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have seen that one.
Out of the table, the guy to my left, and then him was the two people that would. I thought, okay, these will probably calm me down, you know, and see more.
Oh, geez, so
Just like he plays the bluff. But
The 5 he probably.
5 went seen with the gut shot, you're saying.
Yeah, he wouldn't have seen that one. The straight and flush combo. If just the 5 hits, he wouldn't have put me on having a straight because he would have put me on having a flush draw more than a gut shot draw. But
Which I would Chris say, ace high is good.
95%.
And
6 holes, 8 gets a walk.
rooms are super.
I was up at 700, now I'm down to 470. Won a couple of big ones, lost a couple of big ones.
the casino the other night, I was going up from 1 to 300, 1 to 300, 1 to 300. Only bought him for 2. And a couple buddies came with, and gonna only be there for like an hour. They're not really, players. They're just doing 20, 30 or whatever. And I was like, all right, give me 15 more minutes. Let me get, I was down to like 90. Let me get back up to 200 here. And about 15 minutes later, I had a huge hand. Doubled up. Should have tripled up. I folded ace king. Real horrible move. I told Jason, I'm like, let me tell you something embarrassing where my poker game's at. The guy to the left of me, he just keeps buying back in, whatever. So he's down to like 80, 90. He goes like 50, 60 pre-flop. Or he had 120. He went like 70 pre-flop. Guy quick calls him with like $800, whatever. I have like 220. I have ace king. In my mind, I'm like, okay, this guy's definitely got 10s, jacks, queens. This guy, which is not scaring me at all. I'll go on call. The guy to my left is scaring me because he's loose. I'm thinking he's got ace 5. And he's like, screw it if I, catch down and rebuy back in because he's done it 3 times. 7, 8, 500, not even caring.
I just suck out on him with a 7.
Oh, nice ace high. Well, he got a 5 on the turn too.
Well, I was betting the whole way because I had the gut shot and then I had the double gut and I ended up pairing my 7 on the river.
So I'm thinking about like a minute or so, and I'm not trying to like, whatever. I'm like, this is 98% call in, whatever. Even if he's got ace 5. But I folded him. I told the guy I folded ace king because the guy still had like $50 left in the flop. So of course it was an automatic all in call, whatever. He never showed. The guy pulled up jacks. I'm like, exactly. And the flop was 2 king 5, and then the rest was nothing. So would have tripled up.
King would have been good.
Yeah.
So the chip
And I'm like, that was a stupid move. That was the move. It's like, okay, if you're gonna lose and you don't want to buy back in, you go home,
Yeah.
or you triple up.
Yeah, with ace king, I was telling Jason that last night. He was playing, and he lost with ace king, and he was questioning his play. And I said, I've folded ace king 0 times in my life pre-flop. In a tournament, like if it was a satellite or something, I can make an argument for it. But
Well, there's so many in a big tournament like he was, and you're playing for 5 hours to get to the win. There's so many times you fold ace jack, ace queen in situations where it's like, the book says call, but then you fold and it comes out and you would have got 3rd place out of 3 players.
right,
And there's other times you got feelings about 7-6 suited or something like that, and you're getting down and you trip up on the flop. You would have tripped him on the flop, and you just would have had to call, 15% of your stack.
whatever it is.
But like I told Jason, it's like, it's not like I forgot poker, but I'm not like 18, 19-year-old kid that's making $18 an hour and don't give a about losing anything. You know, making way more than I need.
So whoever's action it is.
Now you got bills.
Well, now this is the first time in my life I haven't been working. Well, I went 5 months without working with a bag science inspection, coming back up here, and now I'm back up working just to basically, help my mom until I get back. Be an insurance agent, go down Florida, figure what I'm gonna do. Jason wants me to come out there and help him out.
There's a glitch in the table where I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden it's not reading it, and I'm like, all right, well, let's just play without the hole cards. Look how boring poker is without knowing the hole cards.
Should be interesting. Well, it kind of gets you back. It basically puts you at the table
Back at
with like a player that's sitting out.
Yeah, so what do you do if you're Jay? We just bet 75. What do you do if you're Justin? I don't know.
235 in, he goes 55.
I bet 100. 55 on the flop. We're on the turn.
You got one diamond. You're trying to kick him out away from catching that. Trying to catch that diamond.
I don't know if it showed that or if you caught that. Justin showed the ace of diamonds and folded.
Exactly what I just said. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
You're putting on the 100.
Yeah.
I know you got a diamond. I don't have a diamond, or it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Get out now.
He, I don't know if he showed or if he told me, but he flopped a small flush draw, and he's like, I'm just gonna take it down.
Because there's 3 diamonds.
Yeah, he bet the 55 on there. I think he had like a 5-7 of diamonds or whatever he said he had. I don't remember.
Because there's 3 diamonds on the flop, so he had 1 diamond in his hand.
Well, he flopped. Jay flopped it and bet. And when Justin called, he bet 100 on the turn, and Justin folded his ace and just.
Oh, he
his
folded
flush
ace.
draw.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So the other guy had it.
Jay said he had it. I don't remember
said
if
he
he
had
showed or not, but he said he flopped it.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't there, but I would say.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
No. He was exactly doing what I did. He was trying to represent. I got a better hand than you, unless you catch an ace on the, or unless you catch a diamond on the river.
Okay, we're back.
Some live action.
I'll wait till they're actually man. That works now? Okay.
Oh, Richie showed up.
Jumped
break.
in 5. Yeah.
Yep. First hand, he gets the Q and the Q. Watch how badly I play this hand.
It's always good when tardiness gets paid off.
Yeah.
Really.
He sits down, very first hand. He gets the queen. I'm on the button, so I make it 27 to go.
Eric,
I've got 3 players, 3 callers, so I make it 27. He looks down at queen, and calls me.
Yeah, you're like me. You like to play to ground your hands.
Yeah, let's go. Suited connectors, I've got 40% to a straight flush pre-flop. Chris comes in with the ace tray of diamonds, so I like what he's thinking, where if a flush hits, he's got the nuts.
Ace been good all night long,
Right.
four-handed.
And Jay, unfortunately, I put Jay on having a 10-jack, 9-jack, because he tanks for a few minutes, goes, I like this hand, so, and 40 years of experience, I know he likes the 10-jack, 9-jack hands. So when he hits his jack right there, I know I'm dead. But it checks to me, or excuse me, it doesn't check to me.
You got third pair.
Yeah, it. I have to call 80, and it's a horrible call because I know he's got a jack. 100% sure he's got a jack, no question in my mind. And then Rich comes along with
So
an overpair.
you're calling with options, but you're calling more of you think you have it set of what the better has.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
know he's had, but you're pretty firm of what you know he has.
I know he's got. I know what he has.
Well,
But
you got
now
third pair.
I can hit a 6, an 8, a 10. So I in my mind, I've got a lot of outs.
But then, of course, you're looking at Jay. Rich is still in the hand. He's checking just fine.
I'm not even thinking of Rich.
Yeah,
'cause
you're not
he's
even
just
thinking of him. He
calling
just
for
got
no
in.
reason. It's me and Jay in this hand, as far as I considered.
Yep, exactly.
So he leads out for 150, and I snap him off right away.
Said 15.
That's a typo on Benny's part. He has to hit back, and then he fixes it.
Okay. You quick call?
I snapped it. Like,
Jesus.
boom. I'm like, I got a gut shot, a pair, 2-pair draw. I mean, I know you've got a jack, but I've got so many outs that I'm just going to snap you off. And then Rich comes along.
So he thinks about it a little bit and calls.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Because he doesn't. He goes, what the hell? I got 2 queens, and everybody's betting at it. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
So when no ace, no king hits, he thinks he's good, and he leads out for 150.
With one player, you think you're good. Maybe with 2, maybe something crazy popped off.
Yeah.
With a 9. No flush draw.
Nope.
There's a straight
The
possibility.
flush draw misses. The diamonds miss if they were on a flush draw.
8-10's a decent hand. You might
Yep.
be sitting with 7-10, 8-10.
5-8.
suited.
5/8 a
5/8 hard.
a straw or 5/8 a straight.
Yeah.
2 calls, 4
And I definitely 5/8 is right in my range.
So finally, Rich checks all the time. He leads out on the.
He leads
river.
out on the river. Jay calls him.
Jay quick calls. I got top pair.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Top 2. Jay's got top 2.
Oh yeah,
he
made
turned
a
the second
turn.
pair.
Yeah,
So Jay picks up a huge pot that I never should have been in.
yeah. You popped it up,
Yeah.
and then of course, if you weren't in there, it would allowed.
Then
Who just showed up? Rich.
Rich.
If you
Yeah.
weren't in it, Rich would have probably popped it up on the flop or turn
Yeah.
and it wouldn't even have seen your river
Um,
because he wouldn't have been scared about 2 other people behind.
he
He's more of a caller and
Yeah.
letting everyone else do the action.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah,
make a
he'll-
decision. We got a buddy, one of my best buds down in Florida, Trey. He's like that. He's never played poker. He's been playing with us for about a year and a half. Now he actually won a couple.
more passive.
And he's always checked. Let me go ahead and figure out what you want to do and if I want to call or not.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you pick up real good hands on it long, you can still win like that, but it's tough.
So Jay picks up a big hand in a pot he shouldn't have been in. I mean, $27 with Jack 9.
Pre-flop, wasn't he small blind?
It was 27. I raised it.
Yeah, he had 5 and then you raised 27.
Yep.
So,
And there's 2 callers before him, so now he's gotten 4-1 on his money. So I don't hate it, but
Jack nine.
especially for this game.
yeah.
And then he flops top pair, and then he turns 2 pair.
Well, you're hoping by your raise it gets people that have your type of hands out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to
yeah.
get these guys.
You're trying to let me
wanna
go
go up
against
against
King
one
Queen,
guy.
King Jack, something,
Yeah.
Ace 9.
And then I get 4 players. This is a very loose home game, as you can tell.
Well, it's TV
Yeah.
and it's going to be on
Load-
Sports
yeah.
Center, so people want to stay in.
They want to see. This is no fun to fold. Richie's
Yeah, no.
second hand, he flops 2 pair, the Queen Deuce, and
4 checks.
checks around on the button. He goes ahead and bets the flop and gets 2 callers.
5.
Or maybe it must have checked around on the flop because I don't think I would have called with
Yeah.
Ace 9. So it must have checked around on the flop.
Chris is going to call this. I already know because he's
Yeah, with 2 8s
he's-
and nobody
yeah.
bet the Queen on the flop, so
Yeah.
his 8s are good, right?
yeah. With 2 people though,
And he's super under repping his 8s because he didn't raise pre-flop or
yeah,
he
and
it
check
wasn't
flop,
a big
and check flop.
Yeah.
So, but
So-
now he's thinking, okay,
Does he really have a Queen?
He does. He didn't catch a 4. He's not raising 75. So now he's trying to get a little.
See, it's a
Now he's thinking, should I fold or raise?
and he's only got 55 behind once he calls this.
Oh, he's only got $55.
He's got
left?
130 total. So when
Oh,
he
okay.
calls a 75, he's got
So
55 left.
exactly without even knowing
He
the
could
money.
have just shoved it.
Yeah, without even knowing how much money it was. Think, okay, do I pump it or dump it?
Yep.
4 folds.
And then I fold my ace high.
And Eric's like, why didn't I catch an ace?
Yeah,
on the turn?
give me something. Let's go. And
So
he
on the
just
river-
he just puts in his last $55 and Rich snaps him off with 2 pair and rebuy. Cage. We need a rebuy.
And rebuy is the same.
Yep, 500.
I think I was trying to ask Chris what he does. He said something construction or something, or
He is a mover. So so he owns a moving company.
okay. So people and that I was just telling people I've been helping someone move for the last couple days, and it's like the 75th time I've helped people move, and it's
Call this guy.
frustrating. Of course,
Yeah.
it'd be nice to get paid, but friends and
Yeah.
whatnot.
I love the process. Getting my hands into my seasoning, starting up the smoker. Once that smoke starts to roll out, it's like it's in me. It's who I am. So what it starts with is selecting the meat. I like to hand pick it, inspect each individual rack, and from there it comes down to trimming, injecting, seasoning. A lot of that things, I like to keep pretty close to myself. I don't let get out. And then from the seasoning, injecting, and trimming, it's the smoking process. And then within that, the brisket and the pulled pork take up to 17 hours. And the ribs take sometimes up to 7 or 5 hours depending. And then it's serving.
Nothing. I like Justin's 5-6 suited. If I had my options of those hands.
Yeah. Type of thing is flop's gonna come something. Whoever's first able to bet, everyone's gonna fold.
Yeah.
More likely.
When nobody. Oh. I bet you Jay wins this hand.
Oh yeah, I think.
Flops 3 J's.
Yeah. So check. Justin bets.
Justin
Jay,
bets a 6. He's good.
Smooth
He's got
call.
2 pair.
Smooth call. Eric's gonna get out. Yep. So
Flush
2 pair, you're
shows up.
looking good. Maybe ace high calls you.
I would expect Justin to check this. Jay checks behind.
So Jay.
Fourth heart comes up, but it gives Jay a full house. So he and here's a spot where Justin doesn't take a stab at it to try to represent the 4 hearts. It wouldn't have worked because Jay had a full house.
But 9 out of 10 times,
Yeah, I'm
it's
gonna
look pretty.
try that. I'm gonna be like, I got 4 hearts on the board. All I need is 1 for a flush.
I don't have it. Maybe they don't have it.
Yeah, I'm stabbing at it anyway. It wouldn't have worked in that situation because Jay had the full house.
No, but 9 out of 10
Jay-
times it's gonna work.
Jay made the minimum. He made $22 on a full house because his hand was so strong. He really couldn't do anything with
Well, on
it.
a flop, Jack 6
Yeah,
or whatever,
Jack,
you're gonna
Jack,
think
6.
King Ace high. And maybe then when 4 hearts do come up, maybe they do have a decent heart. But when he's not gonna stab at it, you're good. But
Yeah, when it checks to you 3 times, you got to bet at it. All right, Jay calls 5 with his king queen. No, he raises to 16. He makes it 16.
Eric, they're not suited. No thanks.
So
if
hard.
if they're suited, look at it.
it's
So hard to throw
so
any hand
hard.
away. Any hand.
I don't like folding.
I guarantee if they were suited, I was calling.
I'm calling this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got that extra
Then he's got
3%.
Yeah.
Ace queen right behind me, and here's where Rich is more passive. If there's action in front of him, he'll call it.
Call.
Yeah, he'll call.
Calling a guy, text someone back. This is where you throw out a raise and you text someone back. Give him actually some time to think about it. Of course, Justin 10-5 suited. You have that hand you're calling. Let's see a flop.
Why not?
King Jack Queen, 2 pair,
You got
open ended.
Yeah, this is such a great hand for everybody. I mean, everybody thinks they hit it.
With 2 pair, you're thinking,
Yeah.
I got to throw out something with 2 people. Maybe someone doesn't catch up to me just on the river. Maybe turn. 24 is not a huge bet.
No, it's not. It was too small of a bet, but that's such a hard hand to play. You've got top 2 on a coordinated board like that. There's no flush draws out there, so if somebody comes along with you, they've either got the 10 for a open-ended straight, or they hit another piece of it. He ramps it up there. Once he has 2 callers, he makes it 83,
and
which
you
is a
get
much
out.
better bet.
Yeah.
Now there's 120 in the pot.
Maybe
he
you
makes
throw out a
83.
45 on the flop. Get one person out.
I would have wanted a bigger flop bet.
Get one person out.
Make them pay for their draws. Make Justin pay for his 10,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes running hearts, which doesn't matter because nobody has the hearts.
Opens to Rich. Check. Jay's got to throw out something. What is a value bet here? 288 in the pot. Throw out maybe 75.
I think it went check. Because the plus 165 is how much he won, so
okay.
he must
So
have
it's
just
already
went
done.
check.
Wow. And
Top.
Who won that one?
Jay did.
Jay,
He
okay.
flopped top 2, and he bet every street, and then kind of gave up on the river.
Jay is the type of person that I only played with him once, but it seems like he's satisfied. If he knows it,
Yeah.
more likely he's not gonna go crazy.
He misses some value bets.
Yeah.
He was definitely one of the best players in high school. I mean, back before anybody did any studying or stuff like just a
They
field
did-
player.
They didn't have all the
No, they didn't have all
tutorials
the
and all the
knowledge.
knowledge in this in the TV.
And that wasn't Hold'em. That was
5 card.
even makeup games. Like Chicago 7-card stud baseball. Just games we made up.
I remember
between,
baseball.
Stuff like that. 3s and 9s.
Is that with like the 4 cards and you gotta 2 in the middle, 2 in the outside?
Baseball is like a version of like 7-card no peak, where you get 7 cards.
Mhm.
3s and 9s are wild. 4, you get an extra card for $1. There's different variants that you'd have to go through. It's really
I don't
like
even
those
know those.
type of games
Yeah.
he would be really good at. Now Richie raises to 17 with 2 7s, and Justin's right behind him with 2 queens. And he just calls. These guys are. Ooh! I don't even remember this hand. And I'm in there with the king 7. I flop bottom pair and think I'm good.
With 2 people with three clubs.
How bad am I? I'm very bad.
You just like seeing hands staying in because get 2 pair, you come behind.
4 clubs. Check out how good this is. I represent the club when everybody checks on the flop. So if they check to me, I'm going to pretend I have a club. And they're both too strong to fold, so they both call.
You bet 50.
You know, and you
Quick call.
see my,
Quick
I'm like, I'm
calls?
done.
Quick calls.
Well,
Trip 7s and trip queens.
Yeah.
Wow. And you're laughing like.
Yeah.
I tried.
I tried to represent the club, but everybody called me.
Look at your face. What? So, Rich is thinking his trip 7s are good.
Mm-hmm. Actually, the 4th club saved Richie a lot of money. Saved him an extra,
Yeah.
because he would have paid Justin everything
Yeah.
if the 4th club didn't come out and they slowed down.
Yeah.
And I'm just,
Trip versus trip on the flop is a dangerous.
if there's 4 clubs on the board and you both check to me, I'm going to bet. And they were both too strong to fold, but I think a river bet might have done it. They might have just. It's so hard. All I need is 1 club to beat your 3 queens.
Chance of both in a game like this, they're both calling. In maybe tournament, maybe one's folding, but one will call.
Yeah.
Queen's gonna call.
Ace king, ace 10, king deuce because Eric's calling. Oh, he folds. That's a hit. We found a hand he wouldn't play. The king deuce.
Yeah, king deuce.
King deuce in middle position.
7-5. When you're
On the button.
2-3 handed.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, okay, here's something. Someone's got Jack 9, King 7.
Yeah. I would usually come in for a raise on the button with the 5-7.
Get it to heads up on the flop.
Yep. Now Justin raises with the ace king in the small blind. Gets 2 callers and it comes out 10-7-9. And again, Rich is in I paired my 7 against you pairing your 10 situation. Justin's got no part of it but 2 overcards, so he,
And he's the leader.
so he's going to
pre-flop.
continue. I was going to say Chris typically will raise here, where a lot of these guys are more passive and just let you keep betting at it.
Being okay knowing I have the best hand.
I've got
it's
it right
okay to
now.
let you know I have the best hand.
I guess.
Do you want to stay in or do you
it's
not?
$60 if you want to outdraw me,
Exactly. Yeah.
and it worked. Jay's up 1.5. I'm down to $225. I just bluffed a couple of bad spots that I shouldn't have been in. Playing too many hands.
Yeah, you start getting a little bit. Not so necessarily getting hands pre-flop, but it's the continuing the trier on the flop and turn.
Mm-hmm. 5-8. I love that hand.
Suited.
Yeah. Justin's got the ace and the jack. Nobody else is really going to stick around. Jack 7 suited might come play with us, but I don't think Jay will. In the big blind, he's getting a discount. Really, I just called. That doesn't sound like me at all.
So 3-handed to the 3-handed flop.
Justin makes it 20. Jay calls. I call. Ooh, look at how sexy that is. Jay's got
Flush
bottom
draw.
pair. I've got the flush draw and
Gut
the
shot.
straight draw.
Flush shot open-ended.
Yeah, Justin's got the gut shot with the 8 hits. He's got the higher end of the straight.
I'm liking your
And
hand.
he's got 2 overs.
What are you, 30%? Okay. Wow. I would have put you more, above 30%, but in my mind, you're 49% at that point. In my mind,
Then I hit my flush.
not 30, but you hit it. Open-ended flush draw. You're gonna hit probably 2-3 times out of 5.
See, now here, I lost some value because I know Jay so well.
You checked to thinking that he was gonna try to raise, maybe.
Exactly. And I knew he would have checked to me if he had a better flush. And he's not calling without a flush because he knows I'm playing with flush, and one of those things where I know I'm not getting paid or I'm getting raised and I'm going to lose more. So I just check behind. I played that really
Did
passively.
he on the river? Did he have the
checked.
option first?
Yeah.
And you didn't do anything.
He checked. He goes, "You got that flush?" And he checks, which is what he's going to say when he's got the better flush.
Oh, and you didn't put anything out?
No. Check behind. Because he's going to raise me if he's beat, or he's going to fold if he's not beat.
You don't want that decision.
So there's no value for me betting because this specific situation, if he doesn't have a flush, he's going to fold anyway. So I don't win anymore. If he does have a flush, he's going to raise me and I'm going to lose that much more.
Because you're going to have to call.
So this specific situation, just check behind. I might have lost some value from other players, but here with him,
What do you have? Third pair, second pair on the flop?
he flopped the top pair with the jack.
Okay, yeah.
But when he goes, you hit that flush, and then he knuckles. I'm going, oh, this is what he'd say if he had the ace high flush.
Yeah, I would have not known any, him, whatever. I would have throw if I was you, throw
Something.
30, 40 and say, hey, if you got top pair, you're good. Or if you got a good
Make
pair,
him
you're
think
good.
he's got a call. Yeah, a
Out.
little value bet.
Yeah. When you don't even say anything about the flush, but you say another hand, then they're like, well, if he has the flush or has nothing, he would say something about the flush. I don't know, that's just the way I kind of
Verbal.
Yeah, that's the way I verbally.
I missed
Think
that
about it.
whole hand. It doesn't look like anything happened. Somebody had 2 10s and won the hand.
2, 2, 3, 6, 1.5. Uh-oh. Who's that?
That's Jay.
Jay?
Yeah, he had that big one.
Yeah, the big one. With
Big
him,
one that I bluffed at.
what I noticed, too, just the hour and a half or whatever I was there the last time is, he got kind of sucked out a couple times and started getting a little frustrated. But then he won a huge hand, and he just sat there for like
Lockdown
20,
poker.
30 minutes, lockdown mode.
Locks his chips up with like.
Yeah. I'm gonna sit there and fold until third place, and I'll start
Yeah.
playing again until top 3, whatever. But it's not a bad strategy. But when the person's to your right, like doing that,
Yeah.
and the person's to my left is
Just
winning every
firing
hand,
at it, yeah,
and
it's a
firing
tough
and chip
spot to
leader,
be.
it's a tough spot to be because you can't get any hands in him. And to the left, I already know he was getting good hands and playing real good, and it's like anything I throw it.
Yeah, that was Joel Clipping. He's a really good player.
Yeah.
All right, Jay has Jack on the button. Chris raises to 12 with the ace deuce in the cutoff. I like Jay finally comes out with a 3-bet. We haven't seen a lot of those. So he 3-bets to 32. It goes fold, fold, fold.
You gotta
Or
know
the
with
next hand.
a 3-bet, he's sitting with
Yeah.
some type of pocket pair.
Something better than your ace deuce.
Yeah.
You've got 3 outs. If he has a pair, you need to hit your ace. If he has an ace, you need to hit your deuce. And it's just a bad spot to be. So it's a good fold.
4s, 10s, ace, king is the 3 hands I'm thinking at that point. It's a good 3-bet and fold. It'll be interesting now, not knowing how Jay plays. He's sitting at 1.5 right now with 9-6 suited. So that's a hand I'm looking at before I even see any of the hands. And at this point, the way Jay plays, and of course he's going to call probably, even if someone raises 20.
See, the problem with Jay's spot is I'm more aggressive, and so you hate to have me on your direct left because you limp into a pot and I make it 22 and you just get rid of your
Correct.
$5. You just lose $5.
But the thing, at that moment though,
Call 17 to see a flop.
I'm secretly thanking you for limping in with my 9-6 suited, you popping up and getting everyone else out. Let's go heads up.
Yep.
Let's see.
And you're under repped.
Let's see King 2-5 spades come out, or whatever.
That would have been horrible for you because I had him covered in suits. But
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you mean, for sure.
What do you have?
I had King Jack of Spades. He had the 6
Oh, I
9
didn't
of
see you were
spades.
suited. I didn't see you were suited.
I would have loved that hand.
Yeah. There've been fireworks. But yeah, again, that brings up a good point. Maybe, where I would get stuck calling something because you flop it, or you fold
And
pre-flop and
yeah.
it doesn't happen.
Exactly. Chris flops an 8. Nobody has any part of it.
This legit player's going to throw out. Bet up.
Just small, $10. I mean, it's a
Feeler bet.
it's an unraised pot pre-flop, so there's half the pot.
Well,
17 in pre-flop. So
Feeler bet. Throw it out.
Yeah.
See if someone makes it 40.
and nobody
or
does,
2
so,
folds.
Yeah. Or if they just call, it's even scarier.
Yeah, then you don't get any information.
You're like, oh, geez.
So
Do they have a flush draw? Do they have a king? Do they have 2 9s in their pocket? They don't believe I have a king.
It's kind of a waste bet then at that point. It's a feeler bet.
Right here, he can't advance because there was a card on one of the, and you can hear
Someone
me.
throwing cards at players.
Yeah, well, there was one card on the antenna still, so the software would not let Benny advance to the next hand because it said
Still
the
playing,
hand's not
still
done. There's still a hand on the card.
Yeah.
Because Travis didn't pick up all the cards yet, so there was one sitting on the thing. That's all. Smart software.
I could see, just from a mental spectrum, if you're being watched and you might play back the hands, people might try to try a little bit. What maybe? I mean, you're gonna play how
Yep.
you're gonna play it, but there's certain people who are gonna do that. Maybe like Jason.
When I'm streaming like a tournament, especially when I'm doing like the streaming day ones, like I start at level 5 and I like streaming. We used to just stream final tables, like
Yeah.
the end of it. You're down 10
Final
players.
two.
Everybody's got maybe 20, 30 big blinds. It's really shallow. There's not a lot of poker. I really like streaming starting on day 1,
Middle.
level 5. You got 100 big blinds to play with. It's much more interesting to watch and much more entertaining to watch.
But pump it or dump it.
But those guys, exactly. It's not like I need a hand to go with.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no pay jumps to worry about. It's like, geez, I need to fold my pocket 9s right now because these 2 guys are shallower. I want them to bust first
Yeah.
to see
For
ICM.
jumping money.
You're not looking for a pay jump in level 5 on day 1A.
Yeah.
But what you do get to see is
Styles of play.
yeah, and I've noticed that people are really kind of cautious and timid for like a half hour. Like when they first sit down, they've never been here, they know they're being watched, and they don't want to look stupid. And then after about a half hour, they get comfortable with it, and then they start playing again.
Well, it's the same with anything. You go to a tournament, you just change tables. You want to kind of know a little bit about.
Yeah, you sit down at a new table, you don't know what's going on. You see this guy with a big stack. Is he a better player? Did he get lucky in one hand?
Yeah.
This is funny. They messed up little Richie's sandwich because he didn't want tomatoes or something, and I'm like, don't send it back. Just I'll eat it. You order another one. I'll eat whatever you have.
Hungry.
Grew up with 8 kids in my family. We just ate whatever they gave us.
You don't eat it. Well, people say you don't eat it, you go hungry. My mom's like, you don't eat it, you're not going to leave the table. And there's a couple times, hour and a half, 2 hours later, I'm still trying to chew on this
Yeah, you're like, no.
pork chops,
Yeah.
and I always thought pork chops were the worst thing possible. But
Love
when you
pork
cook it
chops,
right,
yeah.
and you get a thick, nice one, and you don't fry it for 2 hours,
Jay hits bottom 2. Justin's got ace king.
flush. Chris with a flush with a 4 or
Flush
5.
draw. Wow.
4 or 5, you hit it.
Yep. Well, the 8's a spade.
Oh, yeah. I was
So
going to say 32%. That's
Yeah,
not
yeah. How does he have 32%?
Yeah.
He had flopped a flush.
9-8.
No, yeah, he.
Favorite hand. You know who turned me that? Jason. Mine used to be 8-10 and started playing 8-9. Of course,
Changed
connected
to
is going to be
8-9.
better odds than percent, but with 4 people in, you're gonna have to throw out something.
Yeah, and especially when there's a flush draw and everything else. I can't believe he folded his flush draw. Wow, I'm calling it the 4 or 5 of clubs right there.
Yeah.
But
So Jay throws out 2. So Justin throws out a 20 bet. Jay pumps it to 70, which says, okay, I got a strong ace or
yep, actions on Richard. Richard folds.
Justin
Now we're heads up.
50.
He's got ace king. All right, now here.
It flips back and puts everyone back in the hand.
Yeah, here's a situation where Benny messed up the hand, so he has to go back. Let me do
And
that
fix it.
again.
Okay.
And now we're back to, you know why? Because Chris did call. For
With the
20.
5-4?
Yeah, he
Oh.
did call the 20, and then he folded to the
Then he-
70.
oh, okay.
I was like, I can't believe he folded, but
Not
he
the-
didn't fold.
He called the 20,
Yep.
not the 70.
Yep. And the flush doesn't hit, so lucky for
One
him.
hit. 2 pair is still good. You put out a decent one. Ace King's gonna call,
he
right?
bets $100 or $75. He bets $75, and
Yeah.
Ace King snaps
Good
him
call.
off and
Yeah.
loses $75.
Good hand. Yeah.
It was well played by Jay.
You might think he might have been going for a flush draw and didn't hit.
Right.
Let's keep it going. So he's left with $61 left.
Is that all Justin has left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that Jay over there?
Jay's in the 2 seat.
Yeah. So he just won that one, right?
Yeah, he just won that one again. He's up around 1,600.
Yeah. Yeah. He don't play with nothing.
Yep, and there's Justin. He's kind of taking the bad end of some coolers. Ace King on a King 8-9 when the guy's got 8-9.
Yeah. I haven't really
that's a
seen him
tough
too
one.
much on.
So my baby boy.
Ace
Oh,
King keeps.
Now
popping
Benny
up.
thinks he's going to be funny, so he comes over here and pretends he's going to play, messes up the whole action tracker for the hand, because he's not over there hit and fold now. So
Gotta get a bite and gotta see it firsthand.
now Rich is gone, so his hand's dead. Benny's pretending that he's
playing.
going to play. He's like, I got the Ace King.
I'm playing this.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll play his hand.
Has he play poker?
Yeah. He deals poker down at Running Aces Canterbury. He travels around
Minneapolis.
with me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where he lives. He came up here to deal this game for me and to learn Action Tracker.
Oh, okay.
So when I'm on tour, his plan when the casinos open back up is he's going to travel around and tour with me so he can, run the Action Tracker. Now he's got to go back and type in all the action that happened pre-flop, on the flop, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, that was funny. Ha ha
Hold on
ha.
the flop.
Yeah. So, all right, wait, what happened now pre-flop? Okay, let's see. That was a... So he's got to catch up with us. So Justin called. Chris called with the Queen 10. Jay called. Eric called. Rich checks. Flop comes out. Check. Action's on Chris. Chris bet 10. Eric called 10. Rich folds. Why did I call? Oh, because I had
Pair.
middle pair.
Yeah. 10s.
What a horrible player.
3s and 4s.
Oh, Justin.
Justin finally gets a little luck going his way,
Yeah.
right?
He finally nails a bottom pair with the ace kicker.
Call
But it was $10 into a $40
check. He ain't
pot.
gonna. Well, you're not gonna bet
Yeah.
on a low pot like that.
Yeah.
Maybe hopefully someone gets.
Yeah, let him stab
2
at
pair
it.
on the river.
Exactly. Let the guy who leads out, let him take another stab
Queen
at
10
it.
on the river.
I fold my 4.
So Chris I got top pair, two pair. I'm more than likely good.
Yeah, cool.
Throw 30-40. Try to get at least one out. Justin only got 46
Yeah.
left.
He's got 16 on top.
Call.
That's an easy call, and
Pot comes out. It's nothing burger.
just like that, little quick double. Justin's at 142 now, $81 pot.
Timely trips.
Nice little double up. I mean, bad call for me and for him. I'm calling with a 4, calling with a tray.
With 3 in. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of pointless, but we don't like folding. You can't see the next card if you fold.
Got to play to win the game. That's what. What's his name on NFL Network? Sunday nights.
You lost me with NFL.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a game in 20 years.
Is Herm Edwards when he was coach for the Jets. You play to win the game. It's one of those after you lose type stuff. News conference
Little
that no one
pep
wants
talk?
to do.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, no, you got once after you win or
Okay.
lose, the head coach and like the main players they go and they have their little 5-minute ask and press and stuff. And his Jets always lose and they were digging him in or something like that. And it's like, well, what do you want me to do? You play to win the game. Because I think he went for it on 4th and 2 and didn't get it.
They're like they wanted
Yeah.
to play safe or something.
Like, you want me to
go for the
kick it and tie and
go for the.
when we've been down the whole game.
I love how Richie wears his mask over just his nose.
I don't know. I had to say something. I was like,
Yeah, I don't think that's effective, Richie. Love you, brother, but that ain't effective.
I think, it's been such a automatic you have to do it that it becomes something you automatically do.
I do like. I don't mind the little neck warmer in the wintertime.
I have that. I have that.
Yeah.
So I can listen to music, whatever, and put in. Keeps a little bit warm, skiing and snowmobile and stuff. Queen 10 got on the river, but nothing. No one had anything. So
Broadway, baby, and he wins a $30 pot.
Throws it down, saying no one's gonna pay me off. I let 3 people stay in.
Yeah, he checks it the whole way, rivers it, and
one
picks up $20-$30, whatever it was. Jay's up there at 1.7. Justin's 137. Chris on his second buy-in with 577.
Yeah, Jay. What I noticed is he's gonna be a little more selective, whatever, and a little more cautious, but he's not gonna. He doesn't lose too many big hands.
No.
And when he does, it's usually someone getting...
It's a cooler situation.
Yeah.
Top 2 against a straight,
and something catches
like that.
up.
And now Jay's got the queen as long as we're talking about it. He's not going to get a lot here. We got the deuce tray, the 4-5, the 7-10, the tray 9.
Nothing really suited.
He's going to make it 15, and I don't think anybody's going to play with him.
Which they shouldn't. Maybe one person, maybe the last person to act should.
And Richie with his deuce tray, he's like, I'm in. Let's go. Yeah. Well, he's on the button.
Fold. Oh, if he's fold.
So he knows he gets to act last for the rest of the hand.
Fold, call.
Fold,
call.
Yeah.
No, call, fold, and call.
Oh, Chris called with. Well, it's $10.
Not too much of a raise.
Yeah. And he nails second pair.
It's good. Check. I would check in this situation. But Jay's not a checker.
No.
Let's take it down. Take it down now. Go to the next hand.
You've got to be concerned when you got 2 queens, the ace or the king comes out, but he makes a continuation bet. Chris isn't going to believe him.
Well, second pair, you're going to call that.
And now Jay's got to hate this situation. The king and the ace come out.
2 overs.
He's got 3 spades and he's got the queen of spades, so checks around. Now Chris is going to make a stab at it. It's got to be big to make Jay fold his queens.
Yeah, dude, about 85 pot. 95 in the pot right now. And Chris makes it...
Looks like 60.
60.
Yeah. Oh, it worked!
Yeah.
It's a tough spot for Jay.
His big mistake was that the turn with the ace. It's a scare card of the king, scare card in the ace, but you got to throw a feeler out.
Well, the
on
thing
the turn.
is, though, if in this situation with these loose passive callers, either he hit your king and you're behind, or he floated you with an ace and then he hit it. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm
6 out of 10 times, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm folding queens there also.
Well, 6 on the river, right?
Yeah.
60 on the river.
Yeah.
Call, show me.
Yeah. That's why Jay has more chips than I do, because I call way too often.
True.
And he's like, never mind, I can get away from this hand.
But
and save 60. Penny saved is a penny earned.
A second pair pocket, difference between a third pair on the flop, catching a third pair on the flop.
Right.
But I was going to say, his big mistake was on the turn right there. Because it opens up him, right?
Yeah. Well, Chris checks, and he checks behind.
On the turn, yeah. And you got to... If
the king beats you,
9 out of 10 times you got to fire out no matter what. Yeah. And you fire out 30, 40. If he re-raises you, which he should if you got caught a king. If he was slow playing the king or caught an ace, he's going to re-raise you. Yeah. You lose 30. And if he calls, he doesn't have a king raise. And you got him. Unless something, whatever the river is. So we went from a whole bunch of ace, king, pocket
5,
7s
6,
to
9, 7,
4, 5. Everyone having bad hands.
Deuce.
This is where I like to play. You play the people more in the cards.
Let's play the 4-8.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I pick up the pots that nobody wants. If they're all checking around, I'm like, I want this pot.
Stab at it.
Let me bet $25.
Throw 30 out there to try to win 100.
And they brought Rich's new wrap, chicken wrap, without tomatoes this time. Fabulous food. CK Dudley's delivers.
Oh, okay.
Now I got Benny and Travis switched. So Benny's gonna deal,
I saw
and
that.
Travis is gonna run the action tracker. They wanna both learn how to do this so they can travel with me when I put on tournaments, and then they can run this action tracker. And normally, when I'm at a tournament, I tell people, you're here for 2 hours, no foods, no drinks, no communication devices. I make them put all their phones on the table before they come to the table.
Which is huge.
So like this guy here, this guy in the 4 seat sitting there on his phone.
Every 2 hands.
Yeah, I'm like, hang up, dude. You know how boring it is to watch you on your phone? Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. As long as not waiting for him forever, it's not a big problem. But
Yeah,
it gets a little annoying.
Yeah.
But I know with me, might make listen to music. But if I start texting stuff,
Depends on what
People
he
are gonna
makes
have to
it.
wait for me.
I'm gonna come along with the 4.6. Yeah, he made it 20, and I just called him with the 4.6 suited.
they're suited.
It's
They're suited.
40% to a straight flush. I can't fold that pre-flop.
5,
Oh, it was
20.
15. Oh, I was in the
20.
big blind.
Yeah, 20 big blind.
Yeah,
So
I had a discount also.
15 more.
I'm okay.
Don't
Horrible
lose the
flop.
$5. See a flop.
He bets 20 and then just flops it. Oh, check this out. Put on the headphones for this afterplay. This is great.
I checked.
I look like a genius.
Out of the 2.
22. Quick call.
5 calls.
Horrible call.
Horrible quick call.
Yep. And 9 calls.
Another club on the river. Nah, it shouldn't make a difference, really.
Why that call? Why is that so bad?
Yeah.
That was a horrible call. I don't know why I did that.
Only thing you're holding for is another 4.
Yeah.
You still lose.
I'm hoping he's got whatever.
Yeah. King 9, and
And
you're able to still.
yeah, ace
But
king.
It's different if you're heads up. There's 4 people
Right,
total.
right.
Hold it 5, hold it.
Yeah, that was a horrible call.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm shaking my head, going, "That was horrible. Why'd I do that?"
And because it was snap.
Yeah.
When you snap call, they're bad calls, and
I think after the hand, I say you flopped it
You flopped the
because
flop.
he said something when he had a flush draw. I said no, you flopped it.
you flop the flush. Did it show down?
It didn't show up.
He didn't have the flush. You know I don't get flushes.
He didn't have the flush.
Yeah, somebody said he didn't have a pair, and I said he flopped it. He's like, "How do you know?" No, you flopped it.
Raise pre-flop, flop everything, check around. then fight
Raise
back.
pre-flop, check around,
What play?
and then bet.
Did I play it right?
Bet the turn, bet the
You
river.
played it perfectly. Did I? Yeah.
Played it perfectly.
Not so that's that. He did.
Yeah.
Someone said Jay played it perfectly.
Yeah.
And he's trying to.
If that's what happened, did I play it right? Seriously.
Who's
I'm
to
gonna have 15.
Jay's left?
No, I had
Me.
the flush. He's right on.
Okay.
I played it right or wrong. You did.
So he just admitted now he flopped the flush to you.
Well, did I get paid as much as I could? That's
I need to lose some value by not
Hey, look,
betting the flop.
Queen 8 and Queen 8. This is a good hand.
They said that he lost value not betting the flop, but I don't think so. I think he got.
He got
You
everybody
want
to
someone
call
to
the
try to
turn
catch
bet.
someone on the turn, and no one caught on the turn. You know, that's why you check the flop. You want to catch someone catch on the turn. Out of 3 other players, you're gonna think second pair is
Somebody's
good.
gonna
Someone's
catch
gonna think
something.
second pair is good or catch something
And
on the turn.
that's why I did call the 22 on the turn when he bet it, because he checks the flop, and then I called with I paired my 4.
But you're talking about.
Yeah.
You go up against the better. Like there's 3 other players. Like you're not even thinking what they have. Checking with you
Yeah.
on the flop.
Yeah, so his check on the flop got it.
Which is-
all 3 of us to pay $22 on the turn.
Exactly. He got the max value I think out of that one.
Yep,
but
I agree. At the time, I was
think
thinking
it's cheap enough to
he
try to
should've bet
catch. But it's like, what are you trying to catch?
it. Yeah, when you got all of it,
What are you trying to catch? You got a
you know,
third pair.
make the single ace or the single king of clubs, make them pay to catch that 4th club.
Yeah.
Yeah. But any of those guys that had the ace or the king of clubs would have bet the flop, and then he could have check raised them.
Yeah. Everyone check the flop, so you kind of get all the information you need to know on that.
You're like,
Out
well,
of 4 people, no one's gonna bet.
I know you will. We can just
Value betting Eric right in.
It's I'm not a fan of Buffalo. Nope.
22 sounds so much better than 30.
What do we got? 15. All right. I'm in.
Jay always looks so like stressed out.
Mine goes 15.
He wins big hand and he's like,
How could I play that differently?
Yeah.
Did I lose value on the flop?
Yeah.
Chris makes it 15. Ace king. I don't 3-bet. You kidding me? I just called. Wow, I'm slow playing this
15.
hand. Wow, good job, Eric.
To keep it at 4 to the flop.
Oh boy, Richie's got top pair with the queen kicker. He's gonna
Trips.
lose money in this one. Chris has trips, but Richie
Trips.
has top pair only.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin leads out. Nope.
Big
Justin
blind, yeah.
checked. Justin checked. Chris bet. I've got ace king.
I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if I can catch an ace.
I got 2 overs. Let me see what happens. 10 ball. Nobody. Justin still got a straight draw. Still needs a 7.
Chris, now him like when him
There's
betting
160 in the pot. What's he gonna bet? 80?
with 4 people, probably 60,
100. Full 100. He wants the flush draws to go
All
away.
like 3 people are still in. So
Yeah.
get out unless you have something.
Yeah. See, this is so tough. What do you do? You know.
With 3 other players going to the flop with you, and you got top pair, you're thinking high overs. Someone's got low, something didn't catch. Pocket eights
Wins,
maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, he just takes it down with the best hand. You know, set of 9s. It's nice to flop top set.
So I tried to do what he did.
Then they get 3 callers.
It's nice to be ahead the whole way through. Pre-flop, post,
Never behind in that
never
hand.
behind.
So you got an extra $45 because you flopped them.
And he's stacking chips.
I would have continued with that regardless.
That's nice.
You are.
My stack has dwindled. I called too many times and I bluffed too many times.
It's good. You're getting some food, able to kind of maybe sit out a little bit, get a little distracted.
He's on the horn.
Jay's doing well. Look at those green chips.
Chris seems like he's kind of been sitting back a little bit, and then he picked up the timely 9s. Queen 9 suited, I'm liking.
Those stack of green don't mean anything.
In the cutoff, that's going to be a raise.
It comes up on the screen. Who's got what?
15. 15 is kind of my standard. 15. 3x.
You're right. There hasn't been too many maybe 3 bets after the
No.
after the flop, and both times were monster hands.
Jack
Not
trade
coming on
trade.
raise.
I just continue bet and he folds his 6 high. He called 10 in the big blind just to see what would happen. And here just the queen high is the best hand and just wins a modest pot.
Yeah. Whoever is first first to throw out there usually going to take it down most of the time.
I showed aggression pre-flop and followed up with a continuation bet.
What's that?
Jay's just ruining everyone's day over there.
No, he was getting those 2 pairs against really good hands.
Mm-hmm.
What am I saying? Anything interesting?
Said Jay's ruining everyone's night over there, and you just said he's just getting really good hands, which he is.
Yeah.
He's flopping, doing.
Yeah.
Not have to wait too long to catch.
It's he's a good player. I don't want to take that away from him.
He's very steady.
Yeah, he's not making a lot of mistakes.
No.
I think, the queen's hand, I don't even call that a mistake because there's 2 overs and he played it like he had a king or an ace.
But those type of hands, when you have high pocket and you got to throw a stab. You got to try. And I don't think I think that he makes mistakes and then he beats himself out, so he doesn't throw it out like that right
doesn't do
there.
it again.
Yeah, but it's nice to take that and kind of maybe learn. Okay, let's try to do something different next time and see.
Now you can see these other times when I'm betting and losing, $600 pots because they flop 2 pair, and I just keep firing at it, thinking maybe I can make them fold.
Yeah.
So it's there's a lot of scenarios.
Fire,
Look at this one. Lil Richie's got
Rich
the
with a
open-ended straight flush.
Straight flush.
He flops the straight with an open-ended straight flush.
Jeez.
Chris has a nut flush draw.
Neither one are folding, so we're gonna just
Nope.
make it nice and do a couple.
There's a flush
$15,
and a
$30
flush.
bets. Flush and a flush.
Richie needs exactly
Wow.
the 3 of hearts to come out.
Wow.
He flops a straight and turns a flush.
Rich thinking he is 92%, 95% good.
He's like, I've got this.
Yeah.
I mean, you need 2 hearts, and I've got. He doesn't know the 8's out, so he thinks he's got open-ended straight flush draw.
Yeah.
I'm putting all my money in on that one. I'm calling whatever you bet, and I'm good now. I've got the flush. I'm good. No matter what you bet, there's 168 in the pot. Chris is gonna bet
How much can I bet for you call? 168,
75.
$80?
That's a snap call. 75 is a snap call. He probably could have got away with 100.
But you don't know.
Rich he's doing a good job. I mean, I would bet my net worth he's going to call here, but it took him a minute. He thought about it, and flush, and yeah, okay, I'm gonna
Straight flush?
Yeah. He's like, okay, flush, nice hand. $171 goes to Chris.
That's the type of thing where you're happy with a straight. You don't need anything else happening.
Yeah. You're hoping it comes out blank.
Mm-hmm. Back I saw Jay at 1.7, so
1.7.
something pretty good.
He won a couple of big ones, and then he's been playing pretty snug.
Which is kind of the MO from one time playing.
The one time you saw him in
One
that
time saw
tournament,
him, you know,
when he laddered up to 3rd place.
got sucked out early and then was patient and kind of hit. Patient paid off. Hit a couple times.
Oh, look at that. I'm going to loosen him up. I just brought him a beer.
Oh, there you go. For Jay,
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Jack 9 can't fold that, right?
No, we can't fold Jack 9. I think it's in the
Yeah,
6-6, a 7-9 suited, King 6 suited.
big blind.
Like I'm like 4th place out of 5 hands, but I'm going to come along with the Jack 9 if nobody gets crazy.
Maybe 1, 2, 3 to the flop. Well, 9-7 suited, so 4 to the flop.
See, Jack 9 off was a big hand. The J1, the 1200 pot, 1200 chip pot.
It catches a lot.
Ace King 6.
pair
Jay
straight.
hits 2 pair, and he's way behind Justin with the bottom set. He's trying to exactly a king.
2 pair.
How does
Bottom
Justin
set.
play bottom set with 2 spades on the board? Makes it 14 into a $20 pot. Jay just calls with the
2 pair.
with 2 pair. I get rid of the Jack 9. They're heads up. Now there's 2 flush draws at $48. Make it $30. 75%.
For Justin, check
Yeah.
maybe. You bet Jay calls.
32.
Maybe check, show some weakness. Let Jay fire out with a 2 pair.
Even better.
So he's just gonna call.
No,
Maybe-
he raised. He made
Justin
the 100. Justin bet 32,
Yeah.
and Jay raised it to 107,
Okay, so this is time.
which
yeah.
is $75 raise.
Which is better, which you're kind of wanting with a check.
And actually, it was just, hey, Justin, I'm going to put you all in. You only have 37 left.
Yeah.
So that's an easy call for
Jumping
Justin.
out. Okay.
Go ahead and play it out, and then after this hand, we'll update the stack.
Never mind.
Long
Justin
call.
bought in for another 500. So he's got 500 behind. They forgot to type that in.
Oh, okay. They're left on whatever chips was.
Yep. So I just said, just go ahead. Doesn't matter.
So starting the hand, how many chips did you have?
500 more than what that said he
Oh,
had.
that's it. Okay.
And they're still betting.
Knuckleberger Jack. Justin fired out something.
200. Yeah.
Can't really fold 2 pair, can you? On the flop
No, not.
for 200, you already invested 100, 186 in the pot.
Yeah, he called it. 180 it was.
Yeah, you're gonna call that. With the chips, he was at 1.7. So yeah,
Look at the VPIP there. 51 is the lowest guy.
that's a
Rich is up at 70. Chris and Jay both at 62. So VPIP is voluntarily putting chips into the pot pre-flop. So when you're a blind, it doesn't count. When you're the big blind, that doesn't count. But if you ever call or raise, that goes to your VPIP. So if you fold, you've got a 0. So if you fold 4 hands out of 10, your VPIP's going to be 60%.
Not in big, small and big blind.
Yeah, not including the big blind.
Okay.
The big blind doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Now we're 5-handed, so you're going to play more hands. But in a standard ring game, like if you're playing a tournament 9-handed, all the experts say your VPIP should be around 18 to 20%, 25 maybe if you're loose, and we're all up around 50, 60, 70% because we're playing a fun home game.
Not a full table.
Yeah, it's not a full table. We're going to see more hands. We're going to call with the king 8.
Be more 3-handed to the flop, 2-handed to the flop.
Right, exactly. It's not a lot of heads up to the flop. I don't know what happened. Everybody just grabbed their phones.
He saw you playing with the phone, so he's like, "Where's my phone? Let me put it in my pocket." Chris actually, he's been sitting back a little bit. He's been in hands, but nothing. He's not been getting hands, but he's also not been trying to push the envelope.
Yeah, he's not the guy calling with the king 8 offsuit.
No. So he gets, of course, low suited connectors. Just gonna.
Raise to 10.
He's going to run up against Justin. And there it shows Justin with his actual stack of 949.
What happened? Did Chris raise them and fold? Yeah, I think Chris raised them and fold, but
No, that can't happen. Oh, you know what?
something happened.
Jay and Justin and Richie are not at the table. What's going on here? No, Jay's here. So Justin and Richie are probably not at the table, and we're like, well,
And the
play.
two people just fold.
Yep. So Justin would have had ace king had he been there, but
Yeah, I was like, what's going
yeah,
on?
what
with
just
ace king?
happened? Yeah. So Justin and
Smoke break or something.
what it was, you know what happened? We took a break to recount everybody's stack. They went to have a cigarette. They didn't come back in time. The rest of us came back, started playing, and they missed a hand. So not a big deal. They just missed a hand.
Yeah.
And then here I took advantage of that, knowing that Justin's not there to defend, and I stole Chris's big blind.
How much you raise?
15, just a standard. That's all I ever bet. Whether I have aces or 7 deuce, I'm going to make a 15. Depending on my if a bunch of people limp in before that, I'll make it bigger, based on the pot size, not based on my cards at all. And I've got a dark beer there.
31, is that accurate? Did it reset at some point?
It resets every time I reset the computer. So it's
Jay wanting to stay hidden.
Yeah.
What is that?
AC Deucey against AC Deucey against AC Deucey. All three of us.
Like Jack 7's good.
That's funny.
It's been pretty slow. We got a lot of fun around. So was it fold?
And you know it's funny.
Pulls?
Richie's gone, so I fold my ace deuce and I look at his cards and I go, oh, same hand, and I fold his cards. And then when it goes around after this hand, I remember I say we had ace deuce, and Jay goes, really? I had ace deuce. So all three of us had ace deuce.
Yeah.
And I didn't know whether or not to believe him. I was like, okay, you know,
And Jay actually had ace too because he had a flush.
yeah.
But it must not have been a showdown.
It doesn't go to showdown. He just tells us he had ace deuce.
Not a big deal, but just give that. What was the turn actually?
15 call.
Raise
15's a raise.
Yeah, he tries to make it 15, you know, just like a...
Check.
Did he fold it?
Call, fold.
What's going on is Benny is trying to announce the action, and
Put in the.
Travis is typing it in wrong. So what actually happened was Chris checked, Jay bet 15, and they both folded. But Benny said it wrong, so he put Chris as betting 15.
That makes more sense.
And so,
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it just went check, bet, fold, fold. And listen to this.
I had ace deuce, mine just happened to be 100 right.
Yeah, flush.
You guys decided to do 7 deuce then?
Yeah, we can. You guys want to? I'm in. If you win and show 7 deuce, everybody gets
Everybody in?
10 deuce.
7 deuce.
Sounds like fun.
Alright.
Oh, we're gonna play 7 deuce.
Can I announce that?
Why wouldn't you?
When you there, maybe everyone's in or we're not playing.
Yeah, why wouldn't you be? It's just play tips.
Right.
We were talking about how all 3 of us had the ace deuce. There's an ace jack. That's a real hand.
Now people come back. Now I got some options.
Call.
King, queen. You're like about time.
Yeah. Let's go.
About time I can play with something full table.
So 5 calls, 7 wins the 20,
Yeah. So
9 calls,
Rich and Justin just missed 2-3 hands.
4 calls with 20.
Justin sits down, looks up. King, queen suited. All right, let's pump it up to 20. Chris call 8-6.
I like it.
I like the call. You know, sitting with ace jack,
Ace
king,
jack.
king.
I don't know
Jack
about
10.
6-9. I think I fold 6-9 in that situation.
Yeah.
But I've got the gut shot in 1 over. Chris has a flush draw.
Yeah.
Justin has top pair, queen kicker.
I don't know why Rich is doing in, but
5 full. 3 players.
ooh, flush draw.
4 check.
And get my ace.
Opens up to you on the turn. Check. You caught your ace. Check your ace.
9 calls.
Got 30 with his top pair, thinking. Quick call. Gonna still see if you get a flush on the river for Chris. Flops nothing. Eric's got the check mark.
I play this so passively. I just check call,
Check.
check call, check call.
What it was good on the turn, but on the river would open up to you. I don't think you can take another chance with 2 people behind you. But
Since
you're,
they've
again,
been
you're
betting-
not knowing.
See, Justin bet the flop.
Yep.
Chris bet the turn. I'm like, all right, let's see what you guys do. One of you guys is going to show aggression.
Yeah, just let down the flop. You're thinking he's strong. Chris quick calls, so maybe you don't have to make a decision. You know, that means he's trying to reach and probably going
Wow, that's a big bet, Chris.
big bet by Chris.
250 in the pot. He makes it
Comes up nothing. 250 in the pot, and he raised
4 calls.
110.
110. Eric with a quick call. Was he getting 8 on the river?
Yeah, it was just a nothing on the river, but he has to represent.
Represent that he
He's
had-
on a flush draw, but it checks to him.
He's
You know.
represent that he had a king on the
Yeah.
flop, and you were hopefully sitting with something on the 10 something kicker.
Well, he bets the turn with the ace and gets 2 callers, and then when it checks to him on the river, he's like, "Can I steal this? Because I'm no good now. I missed my flush."
No, I didn't
Yeah.
have enough chips. Like, if I would have had 500 behind, I don't even know what I had.
You know, and he's wondering how much could he have bet, and I'm like, I didn't have enough. I only had 100, 150, whatever it was. So
Left on top of the 110.
That's what I looked at one. Shit, that's all I got.
So 250 would have been pot. A
yeah,
pot bet
if
on
he
the river
went
would
all
have
in,
been all in.
yeah, and I
for
would
you.
have called him. I would have just,
Oh, yeah.
okay, I call.
Yeah.
You know?
30. You're probably like 80 to 90 committed already.
Yeah, it's not a freeze out tournament where I have to go home if I'm wrong. I just reach into my pocket and play again.
Setting up for later. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna. That one's gonna.
Oh, sorry, call. 2 folded. 4 called.
9 calls. 2 folds.
So the number system's kind of how where it is at. 4, 5, 7, 9.
That's your seat.
Yeah.
I should have actually raised. You go back and let me raise.
Richie's got middle pair.
You're saying you should
I've
have went
got a
back and
flush
raised.
draw. Yeah. Like, I should have raised this hand.
4 snap call. Like the fastest snap call I've ever seen. Actually, that 7 was fast.
Flush draw and gut shot keys.
Rich and Chris both have middle pair, ace kicker. Justin's got
He called before he did though.
2 twos. He's just going to stick around for
You're
$15.
hoping to trip up on the flop
You want to make sure he did
or dump it.
Give you a 7 or a spade
Wow.
or a 9. Nothing.
Check, check, check. So it gets back to Eric. You're gonna check to see a turn or river.
Yeah.
folds.
Eight's got to think he's good, maybe.
He bets 25 and it works because it gets Richie to fold. He
For
would have
his
chopped.
eights.
He would have chopped with Richie
You gotta think 3 other people in. Someone's got a jack or king.
Yep.
Someone probably caught a king,
or a 6,
king 2.
or they just
Or sitting on
limped along
third
with a
pair.
6 and got trips.
25, 30 is a good bet.
See a $500 buy-in, and I'm back to almost starting stack after going up 300 and down 500, and I'm about back to starting stack. Jay's playing lockdown poker with his $1,700. Chris reloaded and Justin reloaded. So we've got 3,500 on the table.
All right, Chris, get back in this game here. What's the hands?
Ace tray suited.
He's gonna say, all right, good enough to play. Let's get in.
A lot of nothing. 5, 6, 7 jack, 6, 10, 8 jack. But that's enough for us to limp.
Just random guessing, random just watch if I was at the table pre-flop. I'd been like, all right, kind of seems like Chris is, you know, he throw a bet. He won, even though he won the last hand. He hasn't really had a lot of action and stuff. So
what do I have? Oh, I have middle pair. I bet 25. When it checks to me, I'm on the
check all the way through.
Checks around. I bet 25 and
fold all the way around.
yeah, nobody's got any part of it, so I just take it down with a continuation bet. Not even a continuation bet, with just a post flop bet when everybody checks to me.
Yeah, no call anything.
See, there you go. Justin's at 834, Chris at 7, Rich at 5. So everybody's
No bet, and I threw in 25. It's 25. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not.
Justin's down 300
Okay, you're wrong.
from his second buy-in.
Okay, never mind.
Well, he's up from his second buy-in, but he's down 300 overall, and Chris is down 200 overall. Who else bought in?
He was just wrong.
Because Jay's up almost 1,000, so that that's those. Well,
Yeah, he's at 1. Was it 1.5, 1.7?
yeah, something like that.
1.5.
He's doing well. We'll check out after this hand where he's at.
He didn't rebuy in, and he's got two people's rebuys.
Yeah, he's got 3 stacks there. So it's a fun game.
Yeah,
Ace
another
10, Queen Jack suited, Jack 10, 4 5.
This is an interesting hand.
That's why we got a lot of. Everybody's got a very high VPIP percentage at this table.
I mean, if you look at all the hands, I'll take 5-4 just to make money, but gotta like Queen Jack suited every time.
5-4 nailed it. Middle pair and a gut shot. Playing the unders.
Justin checks. Now, why would you check here? Why would you check with that with 3 people behind you?
Knowing that I was a pre-flop raiser and that I'm going to typically continue.
Continue with the 20. Yeah. Okay.
He's going to go ahead and just check call it, not let you know. And when it does check around, he bets 20 and takes it down because nobody has anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I like his line.
Well, yeah.
All right,
Makes
1.5, 880. So he's down 120, 686. He's only down 300. There's somebody must have bought in for another 500 that I didn't see. Because Jay's got 3 buy-ins in front of him.
He's got his buy-in and 2 other people.
Mm-hmm.
And he said Chris rebought back in.
Yep.
And
So
Justin.
Yep. But they're both up like 700 and 800.
So one more person bought back
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, somebody maybe. I would have to look, but I'll bet you Little Richie bought in again.
5 calls.
I don't remember now.
So what's the red, black, and green? What's the
Green is 25, red is 5, and black is $1.
okay?
And Chris flops top pair with $666 in his stack. He needs to lose $1 or win $1 to get rid of that 666. But he bets 33. Justin calls with bottom pair. Very loose call, Justin. And now if you just don't believe he has anything. Wow!
Chris threw out 110, just folds, right?
I'm not sure what just happened.
Yeah.
No, oh yeah.
Yeah, he bet out 110,
okay.
quick fold.
I thought it
way
it
around.
happened just the
Other way
opposite,
around, yeah.
where Justin bet and Chris folded, but no, it happened the way it was supposed to happen.
Calling small pair, thinking you're outkicked with some bigger pair, and hoping to try to catch on the turn in the river with heads up.
And the other thing is you can't just fold every time somebody bets.
And Jay's going to sleep.
Very exploitable. But yeah.
And Jay's going to
Jay's
Jay's
now-
taking a fire nap.
Oh. Just now, he the person running Action Tracker had to run to the bathroom or something, so I grabbed the computer. So I'm at the table playing and running Action Tracker for this hand.
Okay. On the computer, you can't see the hands.
You
live.
can't see the whole cards.
Whole cards live, yeah.
Yeah.
It's over the line.
Nine makes it 15, 2 fold.
King Jack from Chris. He's gonna make it 15. I'm obviously gonna call
They're
with
suited.
the 4-8.
They're suited.
4-8 suited. I'm never folding for three bigs. Richie comes along with the King 10. Justin's got the 7 deuce. Did he call?
Seven
Really?
7 deuce has been activated, I think.
Oh, it has been.
Has
It
been
has been.
activated.
That's right.
A couple hands.
So we are playing the 7 deuce game. If he wins this hand with the 7 deuce, everybody pays him $10. So that's an extra $40 on him. Yeah. It's not going to happen because I just flopped 2 pair.
Richie calls.
And Richie just called $30 with 2 overcards. He's in bad shape.
Thinking maybe he get heads up and try to make something happen.
Yeah. I mean, see, in his defense, though, I could bet anything.
You're loose. I'm going to be putting
Yeah.
on 4,
Anything.
4, 10, 9, 7. You got 1 pair.
Yeah,
And he's
maybe,
thinking,
maybe.
I
Or
got
no,
2
or
cards.
no pair.
I got 2 cards to catch up. Yeah. Or gut shot.
Yeah. Or any kind of draw or anything. He's like, I got.
And that's
2
what he wanted, and
yeah.
that's what he got. Didn't hit on the turn.
Yeah, he's like, all right, never mind. And I show my 2 pair. I'm like, I'm not always lying.
What'd you throw out there?
8-4. $50.
You bet another 50.
I bet
30.
30 on the flop, 50 on the turn.
Oh, you did 50 on the turn.
Yeah,
oh,
and he folded. He
75. Or you got 75 for it. Yeah. So you throw another one. He's not gonna. He'll try. He's not gonna try for.
Yeah. He floated the flop to see what I would do. That's another thing. If I check on the turn, then he steals it from me,
And he steals it or gets a.
or hits his king or his 10. He thinks is good.
Maybe.
Best case scenario, he hits a king and I get a bunch of money from him because I
Check
flopped
and
2
then
pair.
Yeah.
Spade come out, now the 9 calls.
Oh, Chris with the queen, Richie with the ace 10 suited, Jay with the queen jack. I just fold 10-6. How's that happen?
5 raises.
Not a lot of pocket pairs, but queens have hit a
This
lot.
that can't be accurate. Chris calls $5. Richie raises to 15. Okay.
Call. Rich raises a 15. Justin called 10. Chris gonna call.
There we go. Now
Chris
Chris
gonna
check
raise.
raises, or limp raises. What you make it 50?
Does the
Okay.
5 and he pops up to 50. With everyone calling, he's not gonna let everyone see a
Okay.
flop.
Gets rid of Jay.
Start check 5.
Justin's
Rich
gonna
calls.
fold. Rich is gonna call. Yeah. Okay.
And then Rich out flops him.
Goes 75.
And Chris has to represent that, hey, I'm not afraid of your ace. And Rich calls. 4th diamond comes out.
5. 9 checks. Heads up, no raises.
See, now here's the scenario we were talking about.
At 75.
So he's gonna check, and Rich is gonna throw it before even the card comes up. As the card's being come up, he's already thrown.
He's
the
like,
75.
I got the ace, I'm in.
Yeah. You didn't raise me on the turn.
Right.
Slow down.
Now here's a scenario where Jay had the queens and he folded when an ace and a king were on the board, and you said he should have bet at it. Now Rich actually has the ace.
That was in the flop, and then the turn was an ace. And
Yep.
Whatever was
There's
nothing.
a king on the flop,
Yeah.
ace on the turn, and
My queen.
he bet the flop. Chris called him,
Oh, you would?
and then the ace came out, and he gave up. And then when Chris bet the river, he folded his queens with a king and an ace out there. So it's the same scenario where there's 2 overcards. Does Chris call 75 or does he,
Mm-hmm. The last time no one had the.
Right.
No one got the ace.
Right,
queen.
right.
This time they have
Yeah.
it.
So that's why I was saying Jay folding the queens with an ace on the turn, king on the flop. I don't hate that,
Yeah. Well, yeah. What I'm saying is he had the option to throw out there first. He should have
for
thrown
the
out
turn.
something.
He checked the turn behind.
Yeah, he
which
should
he
throw some
also
on the
checked
turn.
the turn behind.
In this situation, it's. 'Cause
Eric, would you call the pocket queen?
It's so hard for him to fold right now, like you were saying.
yeah.
I did fold pre. If you thought I had a flush,
You have a weak ace or a flush. You have one of the 2.
Yeah. He said you've got an ace or a flush.
You said you'd show me, so I might as well just fold.
pay for 50.
Yeah, you're not putting someone on the king on the river when he's staying with you the whole
Yeah.
time.
And he gets away from his queens. Show me the ace.
You said you're gonna show them.
Come on, you said you'd show
You
me.
said you're gonna show them. You said shit is
Yeah, he said he'd show me.
You said you were gonna show him.
I don't remember this happening when it was live, so I must have been gone.
Everyone's saying that he said he was going to show him and didn't.
He doesn't have to show.
No.
I mean,
Yeah, if you say you're going to show and don't show, you don't have to do it.
you don't have to show. Yeah, see, I'm just sitting down now, so I missed that whole exchange when it happened live.
Yeah.
No, Rich, you can say I'll show you and then not show them. That's.
It's not good poker etiquette, but
I
you
mean,
it's, you know,
I
it's
would
not-
never do it, but you
Yeah.
can do it.
Yeah.
It's not a rule that you have to show if you say you're gonna show. I know one
Usually,
guy.
very few times it happened, and the whole kind of poker table usually kind of eggs the person on.
Yeah,
okay,
like,
you gotta, yeah.
Yeah,
You know one guy what?
I know one guy who. It was a big tournament, $1,100 buy-in, and they were down to a serious spot, and he bets, and the guy tanks, and he says, "Will you show him if I fold?" And the guy says, "Sure." And so he mucks, and the guy, boom, cards right in the muck, and I was like,
Everyone was quiet. No one said anything.
and they're
about
like, "What the hell? You said you were gonna show." He's like, "I don't have to show." You know, it was kind of one of those scenarios where like you don't have to show. I mean, I would never do that, but you don't have
that. You
to
could
show.
really, being a jerk in that situation,
Yeah.
you really could take advantage of that because people are going to now trying to attack you a little bit, but be a little dangerous as well because people are going to be calling it a little more loose.
Yeah, Justin just flopped top set.
Jacks.
Yeah, and Benny messed up the board again.
Flop, check.
35.
No one had anything. Chris to the bottom pair. Check. Turn.
Call.
I bet 35. If you check to me, I'm betting.
Oh, is that okay?
It goes check. I bet 35. Justin calls. Trey comes out, which now I improve,
Check.
Still, no,
and a queen.
check on the turn.
He's going to lead after I check the turn. He's
Check
going
the
to try
turn,
to
yeah.
bet something.
Gonna have to do something.
And
Filler
I-
bet 175 minus 60,
Yeah, there's 115 in the pot. He
115.
bets 60, and I'm like,
half pot.
I can't call you.
Yeah, you're gonna have.
See, I count out the 60 because it's so hard for me to
Eric,
fold.
you can fold. You can fold one. It'll be all right.
Oh, I did. It was so hard. You see how hard that was? I hate folding.
On fourth pair.
Yeah. Fourth pair. No kicker.
He might have been bluffing with the best hand, was the problem.
Yeah, I told him he was probably bluffing with the best hand.
Bluffing with the best hand.
So I paired my 3. You were probably if you were bluffing, you might have had the best hand anyway. You know, you might have been
Second
bluffing with your
pair,
6
third
or
pair.
something, and it was good. Because I bet with nothing. When you check to me, when 3 people check to me, I'm betting.
So many hands at a certain time.
It's just
When there's 10 minutes left, I was going to just say 5 hands.
very exploitable.
Not a lot of like ace king, and then everyone else got nothing. It's like
Right.
a lot of people have been nothing.
They're under the gun with a 4-8 offsuit. I guess I'll fold that one. And now we've got 10 more minutes to go in the hand, so to go in the session.
Eric fold, I'll blue.
Air fold, 5 fold, 7 fold, 9 call, 2 check. Heads up.
Jay's in a hand. All right. Welcome back, Jay.
So the button is 7, right? Check.
Chris outflops him
Check.
with the 10.
Check back. Let him catch the 6. Perfect check. Now, do you check again, or you go up for a raise? Go for a raise.
Okay, see that didn't happen.
Oh.
Jay didn't just go all in
Was
for
1,500.
1,500. He's like, oh, whoops, I hit the wrong button.
Chris threw out. What is that? 15.
Yeah,
And he just folded,
yeah.
thinking, okay, ace 10. You're checking.
Yeah, he messed all that up.
Oh.
Benny messed up that whole hand.
But basically,
Yeah.
check the flop. You let the opponent catch, and you're thinking you might get paid off a little bit.
but-
In that situation, it was
But
just
Jay still folded.
2 overs.
Yeah. Yeah, Benny hit the wrong buttons on that one, where he had Jay betting and Chris folding. So the computer gave the pot to the wrong person. But obviously, whatever's physically in front of you is what you're going to cash out for. Here's a good hand. I got the ace and the Q, and Richie's got the K and the J. Justin's got the 7 deuce with the 7 deuce in effect, so he's probably going to come along. I would.
Got to play at least one more of them.
I mean, yeah, he's going to try to limp in, and I'm in the big blind, so I make it 35 to
Someone's got to
go.
pump it.
Yeah.
Call full.
Yeah, there was 20 in the pot. I made it 35.
Now do you just call if you're Justin and see a flop? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Let's
was
see if
going to
Flop
say,
Try do it.
I think he does. And
Now,
because
Chris-
if he can steal this, he gets an extra $40 equity. And if he actually hits something, you know, I mean,
Ace 2-2.
and it didn't work out this hand. But,
Nothing for anyone.
yeah, and that's... See, Rich is going to win right now because
Whoever
he's
gets
got
a-
2 overs and a gut shot. Any face card comes and he wins the hand. You know, he's got the jack, the queen, and the king.
Yeah.
So he's got the best hand, the best draw. Well, I've got the best hand, but he's got the best draw. And I can't call with just ace high right now. I did call. Never mind about me. I can't call with ace high. Because I did call. I'm pretty sure Chris is not in this hand right now. With 6-7. I'm pretty sure folded pre-flop. I'm wrong. Chris is in it.
Going
Yeah.
for
He
going for
tried.
eight, gut
Well,
shot?
he tried to look for a spot to steal it, and when Richie bet again, he's like, "Never mind, I can't steal this one. I'm out." Well played, Richie.
Aggression for the city.
50% for Chris.
Now what's that?
That's how often you raise, as opposed to calling or checking. Checking and calling are passive actions. Raising and betting are aggressive actions. So when you bet or you raise, it counts as your aggression frequency. And I got the ace queen again.
Back to back?
Back to back. Let's see if it works out better for me this time.
You went 35, what, pre-flop last one?
I did, but I was in the big blind and everybody limped around, so there's 25 in there, so I made it
Gotta get
35 total to try to thin the field.
some, 1 or 2 call pre-flop.
Made a nice big pot for little Richie, though. And this time I'm in the small blind, everybody folds before it even gets to me. And now it's just Justin and I. Oh, I raised to 35 again, and Justin called. Check, bet, call, turn, check. And we just check it down, and I went up $75. All right. That could have went way differently.
You check on the river, he throws it a bet, you fold?
Probably.
At that point.
Depends on how I feel. I probably fold depending on what. Unless I can get any live reads, I probably just fold ace high.
Yeah. I mean, same if you bet on the river too.
Yeah, either one of us bets on the river.
Like no action, check or raise, it's just gonna be same outcome.
That was a really weird hand.
Come on, Jay. Time to shine. Let's
Let's
get in.
go. You got 10 minutes left.
Let's get
Or
in.
5
man.
minutes left. KQ, Jack 9.
Jack 9 suited, looking good.
It does. Ace 5, 6, 7. Ooh, Ace Jack 8. 2 hearts. Nobody's got the heart draw. Richie's got the Jack. I've got the Ace. Chris has got the straight draw, and Justin's got the 8. Everybody's got a little piece of that except for Jay. I bet 25. So checks are onto me on the button. I bet 25. Richie calls. Justin calls. Chris calls.
Jay's like, alright.
Yeah, we're like, what are you guys doing? Everybody checks and then calls $25.
Yeah.
And we go from a $25 pot to a $125 pot just like that. Another heart comes out. That's going to slow everybody down. Rich picks up a straight draw.
Eric's getting serious. Put the mask on.
Yeah.
He
And
jumps out for 2 pair for Justin.
yeah, and Justin Rivers 2 pair. Crazy game. Crazy game. I think I lost some value checking the
No one
turn.
got on the turn, yeah. Turn there should have been action.
I mean, but when I bet 25 and
Everyone
everybody
calls.
calls me,
You're waiting
I'm
for
like, my 5's no good, right? My ace 5 is no
No.
good. And the flush hits. So if anybody's on a flush draw, they hit it.
correct, yeah.
So
Right, move it to fire out, try to thin the field.
and then I
Didn't
pay him. He bet 60 and I pay him anyway. I'm so bad.
Heads up.
I'm like, I got the ace, so it folds around. I'm like, I got
See.
the ace. I mean, I needed that. I needed that hand to book a win. What do we got? 2 hands left, I think.
Small day and big day.
He double tapped his first card, Jay. And he's trying to be like, give me some good cards. Give me a good
Get some
hand
luck.
here.
He is a
5-2.
superstitious
4 call.
man.
Yeah.
4 call. 5 call.
Try to change it up.
7 call.
I'm playing with my mask.
8-7, King 5, Ace-7. Playable.
Gut shot
7 check.
for me.
9 check. 4 check. 5 check.
Pair of 5s. Why, throw it if you got a pair of 5s.
I pair my 8. Richie pairs his 8. Now Justin's got a gut shot.
Exactly. That's why you throw out 30. When you get a low pair on the flop, open C, whatever, just throw out the 5, Chris. 15, 20, 25. Now you let it
All
catch
right.
up now.
Yeah.
Eric's got- now you
Oh,
got
it's
the
a
straight.
3-way chop for a straight.
Eric, Justin.
9 fold. 4 call.
You and Justin
Oh,
split with
yeah,
a 7.
2-way chop.
5 fold.
You have a pair of 5s. You check. You let 2 people catch 8 on the
Yeah.
turn. Then
Yeah, and then
the other 2 catch up with a straight on the
Wow, everyone got a piece
river.
of that last. I was like, fucking hold up.
All right, Jay's up 1,000. Justin's down 87.
God, you suck as a dealer. Put those on the right order. Get some money. Got some money there. You making money?
Second to last hand or last hand?
2 hand left.
I'm down 65. My prediction is I win this hand because I remember booking a win for the session, and we're just about done with this session.
Ace Jack looks good.
Ace Jack against Queen Jack
You got
against Jack 5.
2 dominated and other 2 not really.
5 fold.
3-handed to the flop maybe.
7 call.
I think Queen Jack's got to stay in it.
Yeah. 30 call. Justin's down loose call. Thinking okay, let me get in here.
He outflops me with the 6. Do I not book a win this session? I thought I did.
Mr. J, is he gonna fire away because he hasn't come up with anything? So let's try to take it down here.
Well played. It's not going to work against Justin though.
Eric folds. Justin's caught some, so I'll stay with you for 35.
Now does Jay
Turns
try
nothing.
to bully him?
So Jay,
Justin tends to check behind in these situations, but he doesn't here. He bets at 30.
yeah, throw out a filler bet. Justin calls. Jay's like, okay,
He's got
I can
2
still,
overs and that's
I can
it.
still catch on the river
I think he's got a plan to bluff at this.
because he hasn't played for a while. So he's gonna okay. Let me perceive like I have pocket 7s, pocket 10s.
Something.
Check, check.
Yeah.
But why would you, if you're gonna do that?
You gotta lead
Throw
out
on the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Now if you throw a 110 bet come from Jay, that's
Yeah,
gonna take it down.
yeah, you gotta
Because Jay's
fold.
not gonna
Yeah.
Jay's not gonna do that without pocket 10s or
Yeah.
top pair on the flop.
I agree. He lost a bet there where he could have taken it down the river.
It looked like he was gonna try to. Okay.
I think that was his plan, and then he didn't follow through with his plan. It was a good plan, Jay. It would have worked.
Because a normal thing is, okay, let me lead out. I may fold and take it down right there. No
Yep.
problem. If not, I may have a chance to.
Lead out.
Lead out
Calling
or
the
bluffing
turn had to have been a plan to, I'm going to bluff the river, and he didn't do it.
Just hoping at that point you caught and it was like.
And I think that was his plan, and he didn't follow through with his plan.
Hard. Sometimes you fire,
It is.
three bricks at the same time.
All right. Call. Really?
Eric's suited. He's gonna call.
Well, it was just limped around to me.
Oh yeah, it's only
So
the flop.
he leads out with top pair, top kicker.
And I don't think really you have
Nobody
any
has
callers.
anything.
You don't really have any callers behind.
No. We're done. That was the last hand of the session. All right.
Went to showdown.
That's how many times you get to the river and actually show your hands. Well, it was been a pleasure, Dustin. Thank you. We'll do it again for session 2 next time.
Oh yeah, sounds fun.
All right. Have a good one.
We live in a small community. I look at the people who has been with us through this first year. We've catered banking events, to large graduation parties, to small little get-togethers at families' homes. So who benefits from what we do? I think the community benefits, because that's what, most importantly, that I want to be about. And I get to bring the joy of my food. It brings people together. I look back at all the family members that have gone before me. I'm the 7th generation in this community. If it hasn't been for them, I wouldn't be here. It's their work ethic and their inspiration and my memories of my great-grandfather in the field of baling hay and climbing on roofs and shingling at the age of almost 80 years old. That's what I want to embrace. Their work ethic. How can I continue on in their footsteps?